Social media addiction is becoming more commonplace now.
They are becoming addicted to their phones.
Equivalent of an addictive drug.
Do you start your day by waking up with social media? Does it happen often that you're mindlessly scrolling through your social media feed without even realizing the time? If the answer to these questions is yes, does that mean that you're addicted to social media? I will answer that question later on in this video, so make sure to watch till the end. But if the answer was yes, then it's good to understand that you're not the only one. A leading researcher in technology addiction estimates that roughly 10% of all Americans are addicted to social media. That translates to 33.19 million Americans. So what actually causes social media addiction? Have you ever experienced that exciting feeling you get when you see a lot of likes or comments on your Instagram or Facebook post? According to studies, that feeling is activated by the same reward system as the reward system in the brains of a drug addict. That feeling is dopamine, or in other words, the feel-good hormone. The creators of apps like Instagram or YouTube are very well aware of this. One of the main reasons for social media addiction is the fact that social media apps are designed to be addictive. But why would they do that? Well, the answer is simple. Your attention is their currency. Social media platforms receive more advertising revenue when users spend more time on their platforms. The more time you spend on platforms like Instagram or YouTube, the more revenue flows into the pocket of these tech companies. Your attention is their currency. So here are a few examples they will use to make people spend more and more time on social media. Have you ever received a notification that a friend of yours just posted something new? That's one example that could trigger your curiosity to find out what that friend just posted. And once you're on their platform, they will release a large amount of dopamine into your brain. They will do that by showing you photos or videos that align exactly with your interest. Once you're hooked, you want to repeat that experience over and over, and eventually you'll be mindlessly scrolling through your social media feed. How can you recognize if it's a social media addiction? When you're scrolling, swiping and liking without realizing the time, does that mean that you're addicted to social media? Not necessarily. According to the Addiction Center, a yes to more than 3 of these questions may indicate the presence of a social media addiction. Have a look and see if you recognize more than 3 of these in your own life, perhaps a family member or a friend. In general, something can be called an addiction when you are not having control over doing, taking, or using something, for example social media, to the point where it could be harmful to you. But can social media actually be harmful? The short answer is yes. Studies have shown that overusage of social media can lead to body dissatisfaction, disordered eating behaviors, social comparison, and a lower self-esteem. So if social media is taking over your life, what can you do to reclaim it? And how can you overcome social media addiction? First and foremost, it's good to recognize if you are using social media too often. Like I said earlier in this video, social media platforms are designed to be addictive. So it's a problem that many people face and definitely something you should not be ashamed of. So which practical steps can you take to overcome social media addiction? One effective strategy is setting boundaries for yourself by limiting the amount of time that you spend on social media every day. This will prevent mindless scrolling because you're limited to a specific amount of time. Another thing you should consider is to avoid social media when you're feeling down. When you're feeling down, it's not a good idea to use social media. It can even make it worse. Try to shift your focus to something else that will actually make you feel better. For example, going for a walk, talking to a friend, or listening to some music. And the final step is to reflect on the time that you actually spend on social media. If you're spending a certain amount of hours every day on social media, then it's a good idea to reflect on the things that you could be doing instead. You could be working out, you could learn new things or spend actual time with friends and family. And I'm pretty sure that once you're older, you'll probably never say, I wish I would have spent more time on social media. Try to implement these 4 steps in your life or share them with someone who needs to hear them. And remember, overcoming social media addiction requires conscious effort and determination. It might not happen overnight, but with persistence and commitment, you can reclaim control of your online habits and get a much healthier relationship with social media. I genuinely hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, my goal is already achieved. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.